Well, I think we can safely add this one to the list of things that are a terrible idea. I decided to come cross-country schooling, but not even on a horse that I know can cross-country school. I brought Carly, who I know is scared of puddles and things that are brown. We are surrounded by things that are brown. I'm gonna get her warmed up and hope that we zen and that we grow some balls in the meantime, because I think we're gonna need them. Yeah, Carly says she's gonna do the same.
Hello guys, so voiceover Kate here, coming from the future, voicing over something that I never thought I'd ever voice over, to be honest. You can tell here how nervous I am because I'm just not really committing at all in my riding, even when I'm just trotting around. I'm just looking everywhere and muttering to myself that, like, do this, Kate, you can do this, when my body language just screams, you can't. Carly, though, was exceptionally calm, and I didn't really know what to make of that because she really doesn't like rustic things. Not usually, anyway. And anything we've ever done show jumping wise, like, she's always looked the most at the rustic fences, and when we're hacking out, if there is a puddle or something on one of the bridleways, she makes a massive going on about it. So I really didn't think this was gonna go well at all, and I was so nervous as a result. I am nervous as anything when it comes to cross country anyway, because the fences don't give. So at least I know when I mess up cataclysmically when I'm show jumping that the fences are probably gonna come down 9 out of 10 times and we're all gonna be good. Whereas out cross country, it's a little bit less forgiving, and I actually have to commit when I'm riding towards the fences, and that makes me nervous. I've also watched far too many rotational falls out cross country over the years, so it's kind of just scarred me for life a little bit, really, which is a shame because I actually occasionally enjoy a bit of cross country schooling. There, I said it, I'm not going to say it again, but I occasionally enjoy it. But we were having a warm-up in Canter now. I was really impressed at how chilled she was throughout the warm-up, and she was just warming up really nicely. I did a little bit of rising canter with her, which I always do, just to get her warmed up, because Carly does have that little bit of arthritis in her neck, and then we jumped the first fence, if you can even call it that, and it was very funny.
If in doubt, in true show jumper, I was gonna say we could sniff and jump, but Carly had other ideas. We've got the first jump down, guys. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe this won't be so bad. Will it, Carly? Carly was like, Mother, that was literally a pole. Are we honestly saying that a pole could be too difficult here?
We then went on to jump that tiny log 2 more times, and I think that just shows how terrifying I find cross country. And again, you could just see my body language here. I'm so like uncommitted, just like, oh my god, please do it, Carly, even though it's literally a pole. It is literally a pole. Now I went on to show her the next little jump that we were doing. As you can see, we're going for the sniff and jump technique, and Carly was less than amused because even she knew that it was absolutely tiny and that I was being very overly pathetic. But nevertheless, she'd popped this quite nicely, and we decided to do it again a couple of times because I was very nervous, and then we decided to move on to a fence that was a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier, the biggest one I'd done so far, and I sniffed it and it was scary.
Well, it's getting serious now, guys. It's a serious fence, isn't it, Carly? Carly's like, it's really not that serious, Mum. Really not that bad. So the hope is that we can jump this, and then we can try and jump that and this together. Mind-blowing.
So here we go round to the biggest log that we've done so far. It's actually really not that big, but to me it felt enormous. But Carly made it feel really easy. She did a slightly funny jump over it, but nevertheless it went well enough for me to think, let's try this as a distance. So we did the tiny log first, and then moved on to the bigger log. And what I was really pleased with here is she actually landed on the correct lead. Now I was just trying not to kill the canter, because as a show jumper coming into a log, all I wanted to do was kill the canter, but it actually went okay. Then it was on to the dreaded water, and I'm not gonna lie, we spent probably about 10 minutes here. And what I really didn't want to do was force her to go in and sort of like give her a smack with the whip and make her go forward. So I decided to just do what we do when we're trying to get them in the ocean at the beach, and that is to like walk sideways along it and gradually almost try and leg yield them towards the water until they realize it's really not that scary and curiosity gets the better of them and they just walk in. Because at the end of the day, if she's galloping towards some water at some point in the future, I want her to not be scared of it and not anticipate any sort of aggressive riding towards it. I want her to not be scared of it at all. So the only way I'm actually going to achieve that in the long run is by making it a really pleasant experience and making it on her terms rather than mine, if that makes sense. So eventually we got some feet in, and I was very hopeful then that that was it, but we did have some more arguments about whether or not she should be getting her feet wet. And we went along, we were getting really close to the end. I knew we were almost there, and then eventually, finally, we walked in. She did attempt to back out slightly. You can see her there just hesitating. I was like, no, now you are going in the water. And she did just walk in lovely then. And as soon as she was in, she realised the water's not that bad, which is just every British person ever going in the ocean. Like, they make a massive fuss about going in, and then once they get in, they're like, oh, actually, it's not that bad. So we'd walked through it the once, and we decided to go through again. So I just wanted to make sure that she was happy walking in off both reins, and you can certainly see she's looking a lot happier there, having a little pat, and yeah, she's definitely enjoying herself again here. And then it was time to have a look in the trot.
You can go in again. That's it. Good. Woo! Good girl. And again. Come on. You've just been in. You're going in. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. She's like, yeah, but trotting in's different. That's scary, she says. There, good girl. Good. Okay, off we go. Yeah, good. Off we go. Good. Yeah, good. Good girl. That's it. Do you think we can canter through? Yeah, good. Very good. Good. Should we see if we can canter in? Yeah, good. Woohoo! We're in. We're in. Going in from this end this time.
So now that she was going in and out of the water nicely, we decided to start adding a few little jumps in. So I just trotted her through and then came straight out over this little log pile, and she jumped that really nicely. I realized I needed to move a little bit more forwards coming out of the water and just kind of let her travel. And I'm still just clinging on a little bit too much. I really need to just learn to let go, but my Showjumper brain just goes hold, hold, hold when I really should be letting go. But as you can see, I held to that one, then laughed hysterically about it before deciding to continue the line and actually finish what I was doing for once. So professional. But we managed to finish on a good note in the water, and then it was time to move on.
She's just like, I'll just have a graze on the top. Just walk to the edge. See what you reckon. Yeah? She's like, I mean, it is just a drop, Mum. What do we think? We need to actually sit back. Good girl. Woohoo! Good girl! Yeah!
So even though they're not similar at all, this kind of jump reminds me of an open water because you really have to commit, otherwise you're gonna die. But we made it into a little distance, which she jumped quite nicely.
Yeah, I think we can, Carly. Something inside me that wasn't there at the beginning thinks we might be able to do this. I think I have one ball now, And that's what we're going to attempt to use it for. Okay, this is a picnic table, guys. This is what I normally sit and have lunch on, not jump on a horse. Right, are you ready, Kaka? I reckon we can do it. Good. Yeah. Good girl. If Tilly can do this, I'm sure you can, Kaka. Yeah. What do you reckon? Do you want to have a little sniff? You're not going up there. Not from a standstill. You're not going up there from a standstill either. We're just looking. We're just looking. Yeah. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. That was nice. Good girl. Yeah, good. Good girl. Good. Well done. Good girl, Carly. If we jump these, we'll go venting. Good girl.